Hello, everybody. Thought we'd be a little bit festive here with a little bit of snowfall, mirroring what it's going to be doing outside my house tonight with some kind of storm fronts coming through. And I was already out shoveling once today, so we'll see how that goes. I have hurt my right hip shoveling the driveway. But let's see. Oh, there's an ad break going right now. Well, that should end. We won't get into anything until that's actually done in a few seconds. But make sure I've got my tools set up here. Good to go. Also, now that lively intro song is done. Ad break is over. Sweet. Welcome again, everybody. This is an exciting day. It is my first build commission. Quasi commission. I'm building a keyboard for a friend and helped him pick out a lot of stuff about it. Was on the hunt for something that kind of fit his criteria of what he was looking for specifically. This is a friend of the channel. He's been in chat before. I don't know if he'll show up tonight or not. He thought he might want to keep the board build a surprise as far as like how it all goes together and everything. But we shall see. We've already gone over the specifics of some of the stuff that he wants done to it specifically. Oh yes, just came back from the ads. Excellent, thank you, Rue. Glad to have you here. In my quest to eventually do more commissions in the future, I have also begun the process of learning how to solder, which is going to be very exciting. I actually have a soldering workshop that I'm going to at a local makerspace this Saturday, so that'll be exciting. I've started collecting some tools. I've got a silicon work mat, a heat-proof silicon work mat. I've got a desoldering tool. I'm going to be picking up my own iron and like a fume extractor, filter thing as well pretty soon. But I'm going to learn some of the basics first on a little light up ornament project, actually, that my local makerspace is putting together. So I'm going to get my mitts on that and hopefully do a little bit better than just watching videos and reading about how to solder correctly, which can only get you so far. So I'm excited to do that. Thankfully, the board we're building today is hot swap only, and we'll get into that in a second. But as usual, I want to start out with a little bit of keyboard news, things that caught my attention, interesting stuff in the hobby coming up. So let's pop over to some upcoming interesting things. One of them being, if I can get in the right window and focus here, the Shy 60, which I've been in the Discord for this for a little bit. And it now has a landing page up on Bull's website. An interesting little 60% project from Neighborhood. I've gotten a couple of their other projects kind of recently. Including a new Lindy-esque cable. Let me turn this off. A nice C2C cable that I had that Atkins put together for me, which has been cool to have so far because I didn't actually have a C2C one, which will work for when I travel with boards more and I'm using my laptop. As well as the Topra bag, I think, was also from Neighborhood. But anyway, it's a cute little 60. It's going to come in WinKeyless WinKey and HHKB. Some nice different fit. I think it's a gray, green, black, silver, and burgundy are going to be the different colors. Hot Swap and Solder actually have the same layout, which is pretty cool, including ISO. Kind of a fun gasket mount. I can't remember if they have a timeline set for this. Oh, the group buy starts in 6 days. But yeah, I've kept my eyes on this one a little bit. It seems kind of cool. I kind of like this gray-green. And I'm wondering if it might be a good fit for Gorp when that comes out, because I got to get my eyeballs on a decent green board to go with that set. So thinking about the Shy that's going to be coming up soon on Bowl's website. Sticking with Bowl stuff, Davina Papaya is going to be coming up pretty soon. Also on the 15th of December, which is a pretty fun pastel. I think it's a GMK spin on an old DCS set, if I'm not mistaken. I don't know if there's a... No, I don't see a description here. I'm sure somebody else knows who can correct me on that. But also very stunning. I don't think I'm going to get it. I'm not the biggest fan of pastels, and also I've got Windbreaker coming, which kind of fits the color vomit quota, so I don't know. I think it looks great. I don't know that I'm going to go for it, but still really interesting. There's another bowl project, I think, that's potentially coming. It doesn't have a page yet, but there's a DCS orange on beige set that potentially may run in January that I'm also keeping an eye on. Let's see what else we got. More DCS stuff coming up. Of course, this first image didn't load, so we'll try again. Good old Keycaps. DCS Super Weld looks kind of fun, with a lot of gray, cyan, and purple accents, which look pretty cool. And I'm always a sucker for more DCS sets coming into the world. So got my eyeballs on that one. That one's just an IC currently on Geek Hack. What other fun things have just happened? Oh, the Enzo E. What was it, yesterday? Is it yesterday that the group buy went live? This board is incredible. This is a board by Clever, who's also the brain behind Dynacap. And I got to type on an Enzo prototype at the Novel Keys meetup, and it was one of the best feeling typing experiences I've ever had. If we look at this is not a typical Alice layout. Look at this really gradual curvature. I think what Clever said was your typical kind of Alice layout will basically just have like a clean break where it's just a 10-degree shift into the more diagonal portions. But this is like a 2.5-degree turn per key. So it's very slight. And, oh, hello, Mango! Welcome, welcome. Finally catching a Jabronis stream. Welcome, glad to have you here. Oh good, my auto shoutouts worked. Nice. I put a bunch of people into the system, hoping that they'll show up. Welcome. We're just talking about some keyboard news a little bit, and some stuff that's coming and stuff that is just launched. So just looking at the Enzo E. Some beautiful editions of this, some beautiful colorways. And it's just a real work of art. Like, seeing it in person and seeing the amount of effort and love that Clever has put into this, and the machining underneath the acrylic tops and all this kind of stuff is just so cool. I can't remember. I think the version I tried was MX that they had at the NK meetup, but it also comes in, of course, you can get EC Dynacap and a Dynapack with it. How do you feel about the board? I've seen people be 50-50 about Rectangle Alice. I tried this one at the NK meetup and I really like it. Can I afford it? No. But it felt so good to type on. Maybe not the most practical to use. Yeah. Is beautiful. It felt really good. Me and most of the hobby things. Yeah, that's fair. I still don't love the way that the picture stuff is set up on Omnitype and Dynacap's website, where like you have to go hunt to find your options, and it says, oh, selected. It's like, okay, that's great, but maybe you could surface it at the top. That would be more helpful. Anyway, cool project. I love that Clever's trying out very new and interesting things. It is beyond my price tag currently, but still really cool, I think. And then the last thing I wanted to bring up in our little keyboard news is they announced the date and location for KeyCon. Well, we already knew it was going to be in Chicago, but they announced the venue and the date, which is actually, you can see there's my comment right there. Yes, I saw this within minutes of it going up and was very excited because I think I can actually go. To be able to attend KeyCon. And I was bummed last year because I wasn't able to go because it was in DC, which is, not easy to get to, but Chicago is very close to me. So, hey, Nikyu, welcome. So yes, hoping to go to KeyCon this year. I can just take the train if I want to. I can take Amtrak from where I live around the lake, and get to KeyCon. So I plan to be there. So if any of you come, say hello. But that's a long ways out still. So we'll see. We shall see how that goes. That is a good emote. I need to make some more of my own emotes. I've only got a couple so far, but you would think as an icon designer I would have some more, but yeah. But let's dig in. Shouldn't you be sleeping, working a couple hours? Yeah. Well, I appreciate you being here. I'm losing sleep. So yes, we're going to be building a Petrichor. Oh, I also forgot to mention, in addition to other stuff planning for now, there's going to be one more stream next week for the year, which I think will be our Keycap Detective episode, where we will be sorting through 5 pounds of random Signature Plastics keycaps that I got for Black Friday. If we get up to 100 followers by the end of that stream, as you can see in the little doobly-doo in the upper left there, we will also give away an early edition Mode Envoy. So, this is a little thank you for people actually watching me this year. I didn't start streaming until June-ish. And so it's been really fun to see things develop over the last 6 months or so and wanna do a little something. In addition, we got some more commissions lined up for next year, including a unicorn. But for this, I need to learn to solder, and we're gonna solder a few things before we get to this. I'm not starting out with a unicorn, so that we'll be looking forward to on the horizon. Oh, let's see, hydrate. I will do it. Take notes on the solder. Oh, do you not solder, Mango? I'm gonna do it. I'm not just for keyboards, but I just want to get better at general electronics repair. Maybe eventually modding some Game Boys, things like that. So I got to buy her a soldering iron. Oh, very fun. My boss is someone who sent me some boards to work on for him. And he said he was buying me a soldering iron, and he bought a desoldering gun by mistake. So I do have one of those already. I was like, hey, thanks for this. Do they also make good soldering irons? And he was like, oh, shoot, I sent you anyway. So I can desolder. I have the desoldering tool ahead of time. Yeah, exactly, Mango. I want to learn it for other things, too, and just have it. Because I've been wanting to try to repair more things around the house than throwing them away and buying new things. I'd like to get better at that. So I want to be able to have that in my arsenal as an ability. Modding old consoles. Yeah, exactly. I want to get into some of the Game Boy modding scene as well. So we'll see. So yes, I'm taking a soldering workshop this Saturday to try to get some basic skills, and then I'll start doing some practice on some smaller bits and bobs, and eventually get into doing an actual keyboard. So I'll be streaming all that too, so people can learn from my mistakes. But anyway, let's dig in. Let's dig into the commission today. Whoop, clonk. Modding workshop is sneaky. Yeah, I've been watching lots of soldering. I've been reading lots of guides just to get some general tips and tricks in my brain. So today we are building a Petrichor for my friend Frederick. It's honestly really not that hard. That's what I've heard. And it can be very forgiving depending. So I set out to help Frederick with a keyboard. He's already knows some keyboard stuff. He's well versed in keyboards. He builds PCs. He's very technically savvy. But something when we used to talk a lot about this was he had basically 3 criteria for a board that he wanted. He wanted a board that was very quiet. He wanted it to be very blue. And he said USB pass-through is a must. So when I saw that Petrichor extras were coming up, I camped out to help claim one of the navy blue ones and grabbed it because it has 2 USB-A ports in the back, and got the navy blue. And we're going to build it very silently today. He's picked out some switches, he's picked out some keycaps, and we're going to go to town on it. There's a little extra sticker. Let's see what all we got. We got a bunch of gaskets. We've got some hardware as well as our daughter board and our USB daughter board, USB ports. And there's our little LED indicator daughter board, I think. Let's see what else we got. It's really not that hard. Not much you can do wrong. A scheme scenario, but it ain't. Take it slow with the temp. You have a really hard time breaking the PCB. Could have went EC if you wanted silent. I'm not well versed enough in EC stuff yet for that. So, also I don't know if they offered an EC PCB for this. I don't remember. I do have some EC plans coming up. Plus, I want him to be able to mod this himself in the future, and so I wanted to make it a little bit more friendly with MX style stuff that he's more familiar with. A lot of foam. We've got an alu and a PC plate, so I think we'll stick with PC. And our PCB. So I'll tuck this back in for now. So we'll probably do PC and a bunch of foams, as well as the silent switches. And we'll take a look at the... We probably won't get this out quite yet, and we'll start working on the PCB. Ooh. Beautiful. Petrichor. I think we did peek at the case on a stream not that long ago, and the sticker is not straight, which I will not probably address on this stream, just because I'm going to drive myself mad trying to get it 100% straight. But we do have an extra sticker if Frederick ends up wanting to reapply this in the future, but I think for now we'll just leave as is. But let's start by digging in. See, we'll do feet later, we'll do gaskets a little bit later. Let's start with the PCB. So, I think maybe I'll use my new little work mat here. Future home of soldering. But I'll use it for now just to keep things a little tidier for the stabilizers and all. Now I have chatted with him a little bit about our layout, because the Petrichor does offer us a lot of options. Glare, you can see one of my lights up there. So we have a couple different bottom row options. We've also got split backspace and some split numpad options. So I believe what he mentioned was wanting to do the shift the left layout, and split backspace, and then split numpad, which I think will only split the top portion here and keep the big enter. We love solder fumes here, just kidding. Delicious. So, let us begin. So we'll only need spacebar, left shift, enter, and here. So we'll need 3 2Us, and I think this is 6.25. It's the more Zangan style bottom row, but because of the arrow cluster, it's still using the 6.25 spacebar, if I'm not mistaken. Let's see. Where are my stabs? Here they are. Do some night stabs in here. So let's double check our wires here and just make sure. So there's 7U, 6.25. Oh, nope. Oh, is that a 6U? Interesting. I don't have a 6U wire, I'm pretty sure. So I think we will be doing this layout. Good to know. Beauty of hot swap. In the layout on the AKB website, none of the stuff is actually labeled as far as how wide it is. So I was trying to guess, and I guessed wrong. That's all right. All right, so 1, 2, 3, 4, and stems for each. So let me just double check I got that math right. 2U, 2U, 2U. We'll split that one, and then 1 for the spacebar. Cool. Now I'm curious, do they make 6U wires for night stabs? Surely they do, right? Let's see, accessories, stabilizers. Maybe they just make it separate. Stabilizers kit, night stabs kit. Description. Oh, no. They're more of a commodity these days. I guess you don't see 6U a ton outside of true HHKB, right? Anyway, interesting. Let us put these into this dish. Might be a little bit easier to get a hold of. You can buy them separately. I figured. I didn't see them on their website, but that is okay. We don't need it today. You can do a little switcheroo at a later date, which is the nice of having a local client who I see every week. Oh, this is just not even tuned or designed specifically for the housing. It's just a straight up 6U wire. Gotcha, gotcha. For my hands. Actually, let me double check the foam kit to see if there's any PE foam. All right, case foam. plate foam and PE foam. Okay, cool. Let's go ahead and have that ready. Thanks for that link, Niku. I appreciate that. Since you mentioned EC, I do have an upcoming EC commission as well that I'll need to figure out what to do with. It's actually an old, I say old, not from this year, but an EC Kai V2, which is interesting considering that I think Monakai is like defunct now, right? Deeply into EC. Nice. Yeah, I've been loving boning up on it a little bit. I've used Topper before, but like with some of the newer options, it's been interesting to see a lot of that, a lot more adoption crop up with some of these options and stuff. Also MX. I'm in both, so where's my wallets? Yeah, I get that. Have you tried gotten anything with like a hybrid PCB that you can do both with? Which I think those are pretty exciting. One of the things I like about the Enzo that we looked at the beginning, because I think that uses a hybrid PCB as well, which is nice to perhaps save a little bit of money, even if you still have to buy a whole Dynapack separately or whatever, which is another $150 or something. There's only the Blue Ridge currently with hybrid. Okay, that's another clever joint, right? So he's really been pushing the hybrid route. Normally make 2 builds, 1 MX, 1 EC, so I can swap, so I need 2 PCBs anyway. Oh, yeah, that's fair. I'll be doing the same when I get the Cloud 9 around 2. Because I'm planning on building that with Dynacap, but they don't have... Blah, blah, blah. They haven't come out with the Dynapack for it yet. But I plan to build that with EC as well. PCBs ain't that bad, like €35. I have Dynacap next to me. No time to try it. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. One of my local friends here actually just got Dynacap and used it to build his derivative, I think. Yeah, I can imagine it being pretty time consuming. That's a lot of parts. You want to try some Dynacap? I won't get to it until February. Wow. You are busy. I will get to it once the parts restock. Just too busy? Yeah. Yeah, holidays for sure are a very busy time. All right. First time I do an EC build on stream, I'll need to make sure to set aside a lot of time to sort through all the springs. It seems like that's the most time, one of the most time intensive parts. From what I have heard and seen. Last semester before bachelor thesis, so it's really about getting everything done before. Oh. Very cool. Congratulations on being near the end. I too remember my bachelor's thesis in, I'm gonna age myself. When was that? 2009. I hope I make it to the end. You will. I believe it. I believe you will. You can do it. Although academia was a very different landscape back then when I was in school. My last exam this semester is stressing the hell out of me. Oof. Well, hopefully we can give you a little bit of a distraction. If you want a distraction, and to not think about it for a little bit. Structural engineering, whoo boy. I'm sure that's way more intense. I was a music major. I studied music history. And that is what I did my final thesis on. Study architecture, very cool. Thought I left math behind in school. Yeah, it always finds a way to get back in there somehow, I feel like. I thought I left math behind as well. And then I got into graphic design, which is what I do currently. And there's still a lot of math, especially when I worked in print design for a really long time. Now I'm primarily a digital designer, but the math never goes away. Caught back up to haunt my university life. Yeah. I may never leave. Hello, Lynx! May never leave math behind. I think your switches might come tomorrow, Lynx. Tomorrow or Thursday. By the way. So basically learning it for nothing. What am I saying? Kind of love math. My kid loves math, which is amazing to see. Granted, we're in like a little bit more like geometry shape stuff right now. And so that's much easier to, it's not as abstract. And so she's really into that. But she's been like a champ with like general arithmetic stuff, like, you know, with the beginning of like addition to subtraction and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, she's a big fan. She's just like adding up stuff for fun now. Like, hey, did you know that this plus this is this? It's like, I did, but good job. We always need a structural engineer at every project, so I'm not even doing the calculation of the job. It's just an exam to make us hate our life choices. So you can double check someone else's work and be like, actually. All right, let me tuck these away for a sec. May need to get them back out and do touch-ups, but we shall see. I feel like with silent switches and everything, stab rattle might be a little bit more apparent if there isn't any switch sound to kind of go against it. All right. So we need to do this one. Let's get our screwdriver. Getting ready for bed. It's a good idea. These are itty bitty Phillips, right? Yes, they are. Oops. Ayo, welcome Tyler. Finally home. Hopefully the roads weren't too much of a mess. I know we're gonna get dumped on again tonight into tomorrow. They're actually the best they've been in a couple of weeks. Good to know. Oh, I got pinched a little bit. There we go. I have not been driving much. Kind of gets pulled down a little bit, huh? I will try whatever you want me to try. And I will fail, but it's okay. Embrace the scuff. I'm an entertainer, not a professional. That's the spirit. I feel like sometimes people watch Twitch and other things just in the hopes of something going wrong. So you're giving the people what they want. And if there's always an element of risk, right, there's more entertaining potential. And that's why I'm going to start using very hot tools in front of people online. I'm glad someone can enjoy suffering. It's the artist's way to suffer, right, for their art. Neo Ergo came from my friend. Oh, good. Did you get any response from the Cerakote people? You probably already told me as well. What color is it right now? Just stock. Oh yeah, that's what I was just wondering too. I know you probably already told me what it was, but I can't remember. It's my brain is potatoes. All right, then I think we'll split this and split this and keep the big enter down here. That'll be close to what Frederick would like. Hello, Eisenheim. Welcome. Glad to have you. It's the avocado green. Oh, that's right. He sent a bunch of other ones too. I'll just take it right now. Yeah. Sorry about that. Love the light greens. Great pick. I do enjoy a green board. I've only got one currently that I'm planning to sell. So I'll need to re-up my green collection, especially to have something to go with Gorp, I think. And it has to be the right kind of green as well. If only I had more green keycaps. Yeah, I've got Botanical, and that's about it. I guess Kaiju has green as well. But okay. So there are our stabs. I'm going to keep being stealthy. My client wants this quiet. So do our plate foam. We'll see how that works over the... Get a little bit of compression around the stabilizers, maybe. Lily Lab subs. Let's see how compression is around some of that. Ooh, so it's kind of a matte finish and kind of a glossy finish on the other side of the PC plate. That's interesting. Okay, that's good. See how compression kind of works here. That one might kind of squeeze up. I feel like I need to trim this one off a little bit. Ever so slightly. UV printed ABS. I don't know that I've ever heard of that thing you just said. Lililab Sup Colombian Emerald. It almost sounds like a coffee variety. Let's see if this interferes with anything, but I think that is a little bit better. All right, let's see if we can get everything lined up with the plate. All right, so we're using some silent switches, which I have right here, that the client picked out. These are TTC Frozen Silent Linears, which are 43 grams, which is pretty light for me, but it should make for some really nice long typing sessions. Speaking of sounds, I also got in some other new sounds today, which are the HMX Volume Zeros, which I tried out a little bit and are really nice. Maybe a nice alternative to anthracites for me for silent tactiles. Let me double check. I think this is thin enough that this will just sit down in there, so I shouldn't need to do anything. Let me double check one thing in the build guide. No, they say, yeah, I kind of do be like a coffee blend. Burp, burp, boop, doop. There's the build guide. I want to double check. Let's see. Set the assembly. Make sure it's connected and fed through the hole in the plate. Okay, so I don't need to do anything with that yet, I don't think. There's a lot of bits and bobs to this one. The PE foam is not wanting to stay super in place. It's wanting to slide a little bit. Actually, I'm not loving the way this plate foam is behaving. I might try a little bit without it. So I think we're going to be quiet enough without it. And I don't want there's a little bit of extra compression going on with it that I don't love. What's going on there? Oh, sorry, I don't have a music command. This is actually a mix, a DJ set by Bobby Ganoush off of YouTube. If you want to just search Bobby Ganoush. I play so much random stuff all the time that I don't ever keep anything like that updated. The set was called Smooth Funky City Pop. Cool. Yeah, I switch between like different music apps and sources a lot, so I don't have anything linked up to a streaming service or anything. Oh, we sent it. Oh, then the Ergo was fully built. Without the rest of the switches or caps. Oh, like no extra switches or the rest of the keycap set? Interesting. And in a DR70 case, bless his heart. Jeez. Glad I have a good solid surface under here for the hot swap sockets. Hello, Chris. Welcome. And you've been added to the automatic shoutouts, Chris. Welcome. Well, yeah, we're not relying on any stinky little commands here. We are fully automated. Only when people chat, though. So you can still lurk around if you want to. Hello, goodbye, Chris. It's the changing of the guard. Gotta pick up the pace. Spent too much time yapping at the beginning. Only got a little over an hour left to build this. Before I got to scoot and help my kiddo. If anyone has a DR70 and wants a free PC plate, let me know, because it was just loose in the box. Bless his heart indeed. There we go. Let's get some of the... If I can finagle the... There we go. Is that going to work with the stabilizer wire? No, not quite. So we'll move up to this row. Keep things visible. So this one is... I don't think you were here yet, Masters, but I mentioned earlier that the makerspace over in Walker is actually doing a beginner's soldering class this Saturday morning. And I signed up. So I'm gonna start learning. It's like making this little like LED ornament, like Christmas tree ornament thing. I think it's the project, but I'll get to pick up some basics and looking forward to that. So next year is the year of soldering. Once I get some more practice under my belt. And I do have this all ready to go. I have a desoldering gun. No soldering iron yet, but got that. So we'll be on our way. Let's see, let me actually, I think I'll have to use this one. I can't quite get the plate fork up in here. Not quite. I've got the iron and no gun. Well, there you go. We make a perfect pair. Maybe I should just send you stuff to solder, and then if you need it unsoldered, you can send it to me. Is that right? It is right. Oh good, the build command wasn't working too. I couldn't remember if I'd updated it ahead of time or not. These are TTC Frozen Linears. Silent Linears. Chosen by the client. They're 43 gram bottom mounts. They're on the lighter end for sure. But will make for a cozy typing experience in the long run. He has not appeared. He could be lurking. When I was chatting with him last week. Did that go in? No, it did not. When I was chatting with him last week, he wasn't sure if he was going to tune in or not because he kind of wanted it to be a surprise as far as like how everything finally comes together. So we did chat about certain layout decisions and things ahead of time. Whew. Jeez squeeze. You really got to put the pressure on some of these. TTC, the only switches I ever tried is Red Flame V2's really good linears. Yeah, these are the first time I've encountered or like had much experience with TTCs at all, because I'm an an HMX girly these days. HMX and Gateron. So I haven't branched out a ton with other Switch offerings recently. Speaking of Switches, if we have time, we'll be giving away some more Switches toward the end. And if we hit that 100 follower count, we're going to give away a keyboard. My guess is, if at all, that'll be next week. Kind of a final hurrah, because it'll be my last stream of the year next week. The week of Christmas, I will be away, not streaming. So next week will probably be keycap sorting and giveaway. Hopefully. We'll see if we get to 100 followers. Jeez. There we go. I know a lot of other people will do like giveaways at certain subscriber account or subscriber amounts, but subscriptions aren't that important to me. I'm just surprised that I have as many followers as I do. So I'd like to celebrate it in some way. These do look really nice with the night stabs, I have to say. I like the clear. These might be an interesting option for the completely clear event horizon, if and when that becomes a thing. I think... Oh, wait, what did he say? I think he said he wanted full caps, not stepped caps, but I think there's only... It's really only the one option? Oh, okay. That's interesting. With a board as diverse as this with its layout options, but whatever. Let's see, this is a south facing. This I will need. There's like a little flex cut in the plate around this. Stepped only? Maybe? Well, that's interesting because the diagram on the AKB website has both, but there's only one socket. It shows full and stepped. So I guess this would be stepped only, yeah. Interesting. Based on the stem position. Yeah, weird, huh? Because the hot swap diagram shows both. That's an option. Never seen stepped only? Yeah, me neither. But it's a step in the right direction. But that's just because I prefer stepped caps. And I'm also not gonna pass up the opportunity to make a pun. Let's see. I won't be able to get into that one right there. So true. Yes. Stepped is the way. I guess I could prop it up a little bit. Just not all the way. There we go. All right, I think this bottom row is a little bit screwy, but I think think this is the correct positioning. And then maybe? Oh no, because we have to do the 2 on this side, don't we? Okay. Speaking of interesting layout choices, we also made the discovery that the bottom row options are 6.25U or 6U because of the way that the everything's laid out with the arrow cluster and everything. So. And I did not have any 6U wires at the ready, so we're doing the 6.25 layout. And 2 more should do it. All right, we'll see if that's correct. It may not be. Let's actually double check real quick. So, sneak peek that we will be using Serenity Blue on this. So, let's double check our layout here. The client loves blue. So I think we'll need to move these, right? Yep. Yes, I thought as much. Just wanted to double check. And this will also need to be south facing, I believe. Oops. Too much stuff. There we go. All right, now let go of the switch. Jeez. Got that brand new switch stem feel. And brand new keycap stems as well. And then this side is just the 2. So we have the spacebar, and so that is not correct. Glad I'm doing this now. I would not want to be, whoops, hello, mucking about trying to do some swaps with a plate this soft. Holy shit. This switch is coming apart. I don't know my own strength, I guess. Let's try it from the side. Jeez Louise. Set that one aside just in case it got damaged. Maybe, did I screw this up again? Oh, no, no. Oh, no, it's larger ones on this side. Jeez, that is... It's 1.5s on this side. Blah. Everything I thought I knew about keyboard layouts is being altered. Okay. It's 1.25s on one side and 1.5s on the other side. Now I am caught up. As we just talked earlier about like needing math, and this is where that comes in handy. Okay, so I was right. Jeez. Now we're all caught up. Crisis averted. Because I'm so used to like every other keyboard I've ever built. There we go. Cool. Double check some stabs while we're at it. I'll just use a different one of the correct size here. Yep. Good, good. Take these off just for ease of getting into the case later, just in case. In case. Oh, those are snug though with the box stems. Those will not be going anywhere anytime soon. Redo this. Very good. Alrighty, let's set these aside. Come back to the keycaps momentarily. Is that the end of our music? I believe so. Exploded layouts. Exactly. The only experience I've really had with an exploded layout, briefly, is the typeface universe, which is different than this a fair amount, so I wasn't used to that. But, looking good. Alright, we'll come back to case foam. I'll probably put that in just to... Although I don't expect this will have any problems with bottoming out with as light as the switches are. But... we'll see. All right. Set some things aside. Get rid of our mats for a moment. And get that beautiful case back out. Let's start going through the steps. I'll just tuck this up too. There for now. That beautiful navy blue. Now I was reading in the build guide a little bit about this little cutout in the weight. And apparently the JST place, or there's some cable placement that is not 100% exact. And so I might have to do a little trimming on part of the cable plastic, or the plug part, in order to get it to fit here. It's not in all cases, but it is in some, so I am prepared to potentially have to do that. But we shall see. All right, what does the guide say? Probably feet, right? Oh, it actually wants us to do stuff with the daughter board. I guess that makes sense. The daughter boards, I should say. So we've got some hardware. Yeah, we got little mouse bites, so we'll take this apart. Cables, cables, cables. Our little tiny daughter board. Looks like a Molex connector on this one. The little LED indicators for these 3 dots right here. Probably caps lock, things like that. So let's get this hardware out and ready. Actually, I'm going to set this aside completely just for a little more space. Tools. Maybe I will use this just in case to catch any strays here. So we got our daughter board, we got our USB-A pass-through module. All right, and break them apart. Use these little buddies. Come on. Yeah, there's part of it. There's part of it. These mouse bites. This mouse was not very hungry. All right, come on. There we go. Beautiful. Okay. Remove the Molex connector from the PC. Oh, this is if we've already tested, which I'm not going to do just now. So I believe we'll take off the top case. We'll make sure that is set aside safely. So what sort of screws? We want a little bigger than that. That'll do. Oh, are these not magnetic? Boo. Boo, AKB. Boo. I guess there's more thickness down here. That's why it looks like it comes out more. Doesn't want to come fully apart yet. There we are. Set the top case aside. And carefully get our screws out. While we're here, let's do the feet. And this will be a job for some tweezers. There we go. Keep this around for gasket work later. All right, and now might need this little buddy back. Get these little stabilizer bits out of there, so I can use it for other screws. Whoops. As I lose them all over the table. Okay, this is same-ish kind of bit. Also not magnetic. Boo. It's a little bit challenging as far as how we're gonna get this out of here. I guess I can try to, don't really have anything good to, I guess with the rubber end here on the tweezers, maybe I can lift. So I'm still screwed in. Oh, duh. Absolutely, there was one still screwed in. There we go. Little countersunk buddies. And there's our weight. And here is where these lovely pieces will go. Let's tuck this away. So, so we need these two connected to each other with this. So this will go on this side, and this will go like so, and then this will channel up through here. So the Molex is actually going to go to this and also onto the PCB, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, there it is. Actually, the big one is there. The little one goes to the LED indicator. Cool. Good, good. Just making sure I know where the connections are. So the big boy, make sure we have our pins aligned. Don't want to bend anything. Very cool. So this will sit just there. And this one, oh, I need to get more of the little mouse bite things off this. Hold on. Otherwise, it's not going to fit. It is not going to be flush. So let's disconnect that just to avoid any potential unpleasantness. There we go. And number 2. Good, good. Probably one of the more complicated builds I've done in a while as far as like number of pieces and potential points of failure. All right, and then this cable will kind of nest down into this channel. So let's get them screwed in and then we can like tuck that in a little bit better. With these guys. This needs a smaller bit. Oh, good. I was going to wonder if that had cutouts for these. And it does. So with a lot of these electronic bits, we'll just do like, make it finger tight. I don't want to over tighten anything. And risk cracking something. Oop. It's gotten very quiet. How's everybody doing? Hold on, let me send a little message here. Contemplating on what to do for keyboard chores. Well, what do you got on your plate? What are you considering between? Okay, and this should go into this channel. So where are the pins? Pins on top. And this will go up through this channel. And that will go through it. Oh, this keyboard? Yes. Go ahead. You can do exclamation point keyboard if you want to know the build. A previous stream build. All right, so this... Let's double check something. Let's double check. Oh, yeah. So that just comes out from underneath. Got it, got it, got it. The trick is to get these little spindly JST to actually stay down in there. I wondered. Oh no, it does fit. Does it? No, there's one. I think it's that little bit of connector. That's the thing they warned us about in the build guide. Is that potentially it bumps up to the JST housing on the cutout on the weight. And so you actually have to snip off part of the top of the housing here. So I'm going to try to do that. These little corners that stick out. I'll likely be rebuilding my devastating TTL. I want to get a new soldering iron. I can adjust heat degrees. Oh no, it looks too hot. Leaving burn marks. Ooh, yeesh. Oh, that worked pretty well. I don't know where that little chunk of plastic went, but that did what I was supposed to. Let me aim it this way this time. Okay, well that's what the build guide said to do if that was a problem. So let's try again. I feel like it's still bumping into something. Is it that tiny little cable? Too many cables. You know, it was an easy. I didn't know how robots can sound this good. I think it helps. Also, I got Tom over at Hype Keyboards to make a red aluminum plate, so it is pretty dope. Aha! Success. Excellent. All right, so let's put the weight screws back in now. Our little countersunk friends, which was this bit, if I'm not mistaken. It's actually very exciting for me to be building something new to me because most of this year has been rebuilding stuff that I already had, which is still fun. Like, don't get me wrong, but to actually like have like a new challenge. It's pretty fun. Is it any different from the alu plate, Niels? I don't know. Because when I got it, I only got it with PC when I initially bought it. This is the first Neo 65, by the way, not the newer one. And I just wanted it to be red because I wanted to do a very red build. So it's like, unplug this. So just inside, it's like extremely red, which is very fun. Fun to do some more themed type stuff like that. Other than that, I don't know if it's any different. Okay. We are cooking with gas. So. Red versus blue. I remember red versus blue. That was good times. Good old Rooster Teeth. The heyday of machinima. So I think we're probably ready for gaskets. So we have 3, 3, and 1 on each side. Now, I think what they recommend is to not put one under the space bar due to potential harshness. And also, it's their preference that for the sides you only use the top gaskets. So I'm guessing gaskets into the top portion. So we'll do what they recommend. We'll give that a try. Yes, you're old. Oh yeah, I forget that like in my OBS I can't see the special chat stuff, or the that's not that's not a special emote. Never mind. You can see how old I am because I don't know what is what the special emotes are and what aren't. All right, let's get some gasket action going here. Gee, that's not straight at all. That one's tearing up the paper. Get out of here. Bye-bye. Actually, avoid scratching and put this back on just to get into the corners. Very good, very good. And so we will not use any gaskets around the space bar. Curly pulsation. I didn't even read it. All right, we'll do top on the sides and nothing at the space bar. So, top case. Let's do our sides. Come on, little buddy. Oh, no adhesive's coming off that one. Let's try this one. Just wanted to tear off. It's taking the whole adhesive with it. Seems like an oversight. It's not good, not good. Maybe we need to try to tweeze our way in there. That is just a piece of trash gasket. I might need to use a longer one and trim it because none of these side gaskets are actually, they're all leaving their adhesive behind. Yep, they are all trash. So let's use a big one and trim it to size. Just doing a lot of DIY today. Glad they send spare gaskets. Might have to trim off the side a little bit as well. My excellent scissor skills from kindergarten are coming back in a big way. There we go, good enough. And we should still have enough for the actual places where gaskets are meant to go. Not one there, that's right. Ooh, jeez. And two more. There we go. All right. Gaskets in place. Oh, now I read that it says that they like to install them on the plate. But I think I'll stick with them in the case. Ba 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 ba. Ba-ba-doo with the dead board. All right. Let's make sure that this works as intended. I think this should just snap. Let's see, make sure the pins on this side, yes. And it should snap in, correct? Oh no, that goes way up there. Okay. It's a little shorty cable. So we might need to do a little bit of thinning. So it has to connect to there. This is interesting. I don't love how short this is, but I think we can do it. If we position it just like this so that you cannot see what I'm doing. And we... Oh no, it has to go way up here. This cable is very short. So basically have to have it almost in position just to get it up to the Molex connector on the PCB. Okay, I think we got it aligned. Ugh. Oh. Although I should have done the case foam first. But now I know how that works. Let's take that back 1 second. Whoop. And pop this out. Come on. There we go. Ooh. Sweating over here. There we go. Now let's see if we can do this without everything falling out. Hey, Evan, what's up? Welcome. I am trying to connect a very short Molex connector. Aha, success. We are building a Petrichor for a friend of mine who wanted it to be very blue and very quiet. And so far we are getting there. Now I think actually, before I totally get this in place, fun, yes. First time building a board for somebody else, so it's very exciting. I think I need to run. I'll just peek behind here. Need to run this little guy up through this hole for the LED indicators. So let's make sure I have the pins going on the correct side. And again, no one can see what I'm doing. This is between me and God. Okay, that one's in. I need to reconnect this one now because this one popped out. But that's okay. Let me grab actually tweeze this little buddy out through the opening. There we go. Whoo-wee! No! I'll tell you what. This board may not be the easiest one I've ever put together, but it is the fiddliest. Fun milestones, yeah. Only here to keep your streak alive. Frederick, don't look. This board is for Frederick. I didn't know if you were actually going to come, or if you wanted it to be a surprise. Why does this keep popping out? Jeez Louise. Stay. Let me double check what it's meant to do here before. So we don't get too ahead of ourselves. Ah, yes, so it goes just like. Molex can be a real piece of work sometimes, I feel like. And this screws into the top case. Just because the wires are so stiff that they kind of overpower the connector sometimes. All right, let's try this one more time here. Takes one to know one, Reggie. You came at an interesting time where I am struggling with tiny cables. There we go. All right, nobody talk, nobody do anything. Shh. Okay. Whew. The cables are in. Hello, welcome. Noctum? Is that how you prefer that to be said? Welcome, welcome. We are building a Petrichor today. Connected to the PCB, fed through the hole in the plate. Screw the daughter board into the top case. Oh, so this doesn't need to hang out right there necessarily right now. So this goes into the top case, top case, top case. And let's see, so I will want to be like this, which will mean like this. And I assume I use these other two little buddies. These, that. Ooh, we are running out of time. But we will make do. Got a package from Cannon Keys this week too, just back on that Go kit. It's going to be my wooden board. Oh, very cool. We're kind of doing like a whole Cannon Keys set right now with Lamp's desk mat and the Petrichor right now. All right. Carefully connect the Molex connector to the daughter board. You got it. Okay. I think that is seated just about as well as it can be. And then top case, and we'll screw it together. Now the trick is to get a cable to go down into the channel. Without falling out. Get in there. It's been an interesting day of inconvenient cable lengths because this one is a little too long and the other Molex underneath was a little too short. There we go. All right, so I think we'll need to do a little bit of compression to make sure that this closes. So. Come on now, speaking of things not getting in there. There gently. We'll do finger tight. Don't want to overdo it. Do our friendly little X pattern. And then that should gape the gaskets nice and snug around our plate. Then we can get into the fun part. And if there's some issue with cables not working or something's going on, I will diagnose that before I hand this over to Frederick. But for tonight, we'll just get the keycaps on. All right. Oh, that is a beauty. Nice and quiet. This is my first client build. I'm building this for a friend client. I mean, I guess if you count me building boards and giving them away at a couple of the small events I run at my co-working space, then those were client builds. But this was actually like working with Frederick to determine what he wanted, because he really needed USB pass-through. And he wanted as close to a full size as he could get. And then he wanted it to be blue, and he wanted it to be quiet. So we are fulfilling that as much as we can. So let's see, we've got Serenity Blue today. I'm cooking, baby. And the goal is, or a goal is, if we hit 100 followers by the end of next stream, which is my last stream for the year, next week, we're going to give away a keyboard. What are we sitting at right now? 97? So we'll see. We'll see if we make it. Time to add customer obsessed consult detail over to your LinkedIn. Yes. It's true. It's a little bit more of a royal blue, but I think it's going to look nice with the navy. All right, so we are running a 6.25U. That's quiet. Let's see, I think we'll leave this be a function. And we have the command kit. Frederick's a Mac user. I am one follower away? What? My stupid little widget isn't updating. Well, that's excellent news. Oh, I see that some folks have followed me. Why is the thing not working? All right. Well, we'll hide that for now. Super Streamlabs. Oh yeah, so that is full, not stepped. The one layout option here. Let's do a little escape. I appreciate you telling me that, Eisenheim. I had no idea because the thing didn't update. Well then, we probably will hit it for our next stream. We were doing an early edition Mode Envoy giveaway. Just before it was released for sale publicly, there was a raffle for the early edition, which was a solder-only polycarbonate case with like silver PVD accent and weight. So, got me confused by that, I tell you now. I appreciate that. I was relying on the widget doing what it was supposed to do, which was not the case. And I like the navy with the lighter kind of royal cobalt blue. Not bad, not bad at all. I probably would have done striker first, but the client doesn't, I don't think, would really care for the sub-legends. So we'll do split in there. And I think maybe we'll do the accented enter. What is the red board? It is a Neo 65. Here. Welcome, Beast. There you go. It's not even any Envoy, it's a special raffle edition. Yes. And it is soldered with hand-lubed Boba U4Ts. Currently. I do need to touch up the stabs on it a little bit before I give it away. But other than that, should be good to go. Oh, sorry, Eisenheim. There's a timer on that one, so it wouldn't run again on that command. Hand lubing? I didn't do it, but yes. The switches, for what it's worth, the switches are from like 2022. All right. We'll do a little arrows. I have only hand lubed a little bit of switches before. I typically stick with stock because it's so easy now to get good stock options. Oh, I do need this. And our row 1 pipe. Lovely. A little shift. I think the accents are all in the row under this. Let's do a big ol' command, smaller command, and option. And alt over here, or control. And living in 2025 is nothing but a flex. Factory lubrication has come a long way. Yeah, it really has. That's quiet. Ooh, I forgot this comes with relegendables. That's cool. Is there anything else I need from this tray? I'm going to do accent. Oh, I wanted a... Do they have a longer function key or new? I don't think they do. Unless there's one in this other kit. Aha! There is. Got some bonus kits here, as well as the numpad kit. Which is extra. By the way, I got shipping notification for this. Oh, nice! Yeah, mine should be here tomorrow or Thursday. So that's going to be next stream, is sorting keycaps. Sorting keycaps and giving away a keyboard, probably. All right, we got our big function. Perfect. Little bitty space bars. I think we're good. Oops. There we go. And that's extra space bars, which I don't think we need. Go to the accented enter, which is here. 5 pounds of keycaps, good luck, I know. Willing to buy all your colorful keycaps, I can cast them in. Oh, now that's an interesting proposition, Reggie. Only a black and white keycaps from SP grab bag in like 2019. Yeah, we'll see what we get. I'm gonna try to put the call out to be like, keycap sleuths, help me identify these. Please. So I think we'll do this enter, and then we'll do the numpad enter. And accent as well. And then all these keycaps will also go to the client as well, since he bought them. This is PBTfans Serenity Blue, by the way. It's been a hot minute since I've used a PBTfans set. And our lovely numpad kit. So since we're doing split, or these are split, I think we'll go with plus and minus here and put equals up at the top. Oh man, that's looking good on camera. I am liking these blues together. And we'll do a quick, we won't probably do much of a sound test because it's so quiet. Woo! Snug. Brand new keycaps combined with box stem switches. Means it is grippy. And we'll do the big enter, or the big numpad there, and itty bitty 0, and our decimal point. I don't feel like this is sitting down all the way. There we go. I feel like when I was putting the switches in, you really had to put my shoulder into it. Keycaps are awesome. This is all the client's choice. With this nice, I mean, it's a little hard to tell with some of the shadow. Maybe if I angle it more with the light. I'll wipe this off too. All my fingerprints off the back. Yeah, this is lovely. A little disappointed with their sticker placement. It's a little off. There's a little bit of a bubble underneath, so may redo that with the extra sticker that comes with it. But I'm going to leave that as is for now. Oh, my son is practicing typing. That was the message you want to send. It was you, Reggie. Don't pretend. We all know. Oh, but that does look very nice, I think. That's quite lovely. And it's very blue. That's exactly what he wants. Let me, let's pause this for a second. We'll see if any of this comes through here. So this is the Alchemist Keyboard Petrichor in Woad, navy blue. It's got case foam, PE foam, no plate foam. I figured it'd be quiet enough without it. No gasket under the spacebar, top gaskets on the side. This is PBTfans Serenity blue on a PC plate. Very quiet. That is awesome. Exactly what I wanted. So let me do, before we sign off here in our last remaining time, let me put these away. I might need to keep them handy just in case, but I'm gonna plug this in and see if any of those little cables came undone while I was building this. Keyboard setup assistant. Sure. I don't see the LED part on, but the keyboard is working, which is awesome. But I might need to double check my cable connections there on the LED portion. So I will do that, but otherwise the actual keyboard portion is working as expected, which is excellent. Why no stepped caps? Because it doesn't support it. Weird. There is only one hot swap socket in this location, and it is only for full caps. Even though the PCB layout diagram on the website has both for hot swap. But in reality, nope. I was doing dishes with one headphone and didn't even hear it. Well, that's perfect. It's stealthy. So yeah, I will double check that. But other than that, very, very good. I'm guessing the cable came loose, and so I'll just need to adjust that and find a better way to keep it from popping out with that wacko Molex. But I love it. Anyway, I'm over time. I gotta go. I gotta help with my kid. But, oh, there you go. Thank you. A good connection there, Lazarus. Let's see. All right. We'll set this one aside. Ooh. And who can we... Oops, what is happening here? There we go. Who can we raid? Let's raid Alex. Thank you all for being here. Thanks, Evan. Thank you, Eisenheim. Really appreciate it. Had to rush through that a little bit more than I wanted to, but parental duty calls, so thank you, Chris. Looking forward to your next stream. And we will do a little raid here. But really appreciate each and every one of you being here. We'll have another stream next Tuesday. We'll be sorting through keycaps and probably giving away that keyboard, which should be pretty rad. So, see y'all and have a good night or morning or whatever you fancy. See ya.